Was geht ab, Alien Savages? Und willkommen zu einer weiteren Episode. Good old. Lass uns reden. What up? Your boy went yesterday to a play party and it was so wow. I want to talk about that. But first, there's some gardening work in the background. But I just want to do the podcast every day, you know. I want to keep it coming and I want to keep it real, so this is just happening and I hope it's alright. And I know the microphone picks up way less than I hear, so I think it's totally fine. Just keeping it real and talking about everything, you know. So yeah, it felt really good talking yesterday about what I talked about, like releasing how I'm feeling. And now I think way less about her and am able to love her way more. Like I needed to get that out of my system, and I felt that I did a really good job in keeping it positive and just like sharing my side without like shooting, you know, just shots that already have been fired to look at them. And I feel really good and complete in that. Because speak your truth. Like, speak your truth. Otherwise, it's eating you alive. It gets louder and the elephant in the room gets huge. And there's the elephant. It's huge. It's between us. Oh, you want to talk about the weather? And then you just talk about the elephant and actually how it makes you feel. And then the elephant is gone and it's like, oh my God. Let's take a deep breath. Fully exhale. And inhale. So yeah, now I can just like love her way more, and she probably hates me now way more, but that's alright. I need to speak my truth. Like, I want everyone to actually be in a relationship with me, and for that I need to be myself and follow my choice, speak my truth. This is who I am. So yeah, I watched her podcast yesterday, like that she wanted a baby, and it was really good. I recommend it. And it's so funny because her and my timeline are so similar about the core issues, the core topics, that when we got together and we were talking about our life, we were like, wow, we went through the same stuff, just on the surface, totally different, like the same core experiences, but on the surface, like what we actually went through, like totally different. And it's funny because it continues that the last days also, eventually being a father is like such my highest excitement. Like my actual highest excitement is, I want to be a great dad. Like I had this epiphany where I saw this father and his daughter. He had like this super cool retro motorcycle where you have a cockpit where someone can sit in, you know, it's like attached to the bike. And it was like super fancy, shiny, silver, and super retro. And he was just driving there with his daughter, and you can just feel the energy that he's a really good dad. That like the whole energy feel was like, this is my daughter, I protect her, we're a whole vibe, like this is my family, this is my fortress. And I was like, I want to be a good dad too. So, yeah, I'm already practicing with my furry babies, like Afro, my dog, and Shadu, my cat, to really show them unconditional love no matter what. That they can always come to me and they feel 100% safe. And like it's challenging to be like quote unquote a good parent to actually show unconditional love. But it's like, wow, I really want to be that for others because this is such a gift to give, and it's also such a gift to receive, you know? So, yeah. And then it's just funny how Brittany also talked about that. So, yeah, the timeline is long. And I definitely also wanna have my own family and like kids, and a mix of probably hybrid kids and biological kids and furry animals, like a whole farm. And then really like have this dropped in unconditional love that I experienced yesterday in the play party. Like, whoa, like love is just the only fucking thing that's real, you know? And we do such a funny job to hardly touch it. Like I'm watching Game of Thrones right now, and the moments where they share love, it's like because many people are so traumatized, and that their ability to show love is so funny, you know, it like hardly gets through. But we're getting to a point where we can like actually bathe in the love, like not hold it back, and wow. And like yesterday at the play party, there were so many really embodied souls that like live on the island for a long time. So it wasn't like much facilitation. People just got it. And the UFO, whoa, in cruise control. And this natural ecstasy, like without any drugs, just getting so high of actual love. I wish that to everyone. Then I don't want to be anywhere else in the timeline, and I just want to be here. And I'm like, wow, being a human right now is so worth it. But yeah, it's so important that that I experience this balance, because the last weeks were a lot of heavy lifting. You know, after ayahuasca, like not losing touch of reality, coming back in my body, and then processing all my emotions was heavy lifting. And then you can drown in it, but no, I am actually such a happy boy, happy man. Like joy is my baseline, and I mostly lifted my life. Like I am so happy. But then eventually I want to be more integrated. So my happiness has more depth. Like this old Ferdi that you saw that was so excited, like this was 100% authentic. But now I'm becoming this with way more depth. Like the fully integrated Ferdi is waiting for me on the other side, and the journey there is already so joyful, you know, and the last weeks weren't so joyful, and that's okay. But I see people that just like keep drowning in it, and they forget literally how it is to just be in their joy. And for me, it comes so easily. Like yesterday, I just had so much fun. Oh my god! So yeah, it's just showing me like, oh, where does fun come from? Where do we find it? Well, we can just like be it. We can just like have a good time, and it's there, and we're laughing. Like yesterday, I just like authentically had so much fun, and I was laughing so much. So yeah, I'm really looking forward for this high season on Koh Phangan, and you know, that we laugh more than we cry. Like yeah, in this timeline right now, there's a lot of healing that needs to take place to be fully integrated and have like the most depth as possible. But during that healing, we can, you know, also make it really joyful. So I really like the saying that as long as we laugh more than we cry. I really like that. So yeah, yesterday was just wow. Now I'm not gonna go into details, because I feel like if I tell details about a play party, it always is this vibration of bragging, and I don't like bragging. It was just so nourishing to connect to amazing souls in this dropped in way, where there's like no layers in between, and we actually connect on a soul level. It's yeah. I love that when you know when you like really have a vibe with someone out of the blue, and like really make out and whatever, and connect so deeply, and then at the end, like 2 a.m. in the morning when I left, I was hugging this one woman. I was like, wow, this was so amazing. What's your name? You know, because usually we go through steps, frame 1, 2, 3, 4. First step, what's your name? Second step, And until, it's like all this shit programming. Whereas I love play parties or these kinds of settings because the programming all out the window. We're just souls in our bodies, and this is a safe space to play. And then it's important to facilitate it. Like, these are the boundaries of the play party. Like, this was another non-penetrative play party, like not a sex party. And this was the boundary was actually pretty high. So the underwear stays on, besides the pool. The pool got really hot. But yeah, like, okay, so we know now the container, the rules of the game we're playing, so everyone can feel safe. And then we can like really be kids and play. And all the people like that are coming are pre-selected, so they're all actually safe. They all did their inner work to a certain point and are embodied enough to feel good to play together. And this, my friends, is then it's all worth it to be in this timeline and be an adult. Yeah. Wow, I love this island. So grateful. So yeah, this just felt really good to have so much fun last night after all this, because I could feel it that I now could get sucked in this heaviness a little bit, and also see that it's another addiction, the healing journey. Like, Imara said it really well in our podcast together. She said something like, you keep thinking you need to heal. It's a, I don't know, trauma response that, I don't know if that is the word. It's basically that you think there's something wrong with you, so you think you need to fix something, and you keep fixing something because you don't think you're complete, and then it's like this downward spiral. Whereas like actually, like, okay, it's the journey, the upward spiral towards loving myself more and more, integrating all my parts, and I'm already perfect on the journey. Like, I'm missing nothing. There's just more that I can remember, because we chose to forget in spirit. We chose to forget to come here to remember again from a new point of view. That's the human experience. It's so fun. There's no meaning. We give everything a meaning. So, yeah, but let's give it meaning. This also gets really depressing once you like wake up to a certain point that there is no meaning. It's all a cosmic joke. Yeah, but then it's depressing as fuck, because it's so beautiful to actually give it so much meaning and purpose of who you are and what you're meant to do, because we all chose a job. We all chose a life theme, like a mission. We came down here on Earth, which is our excitement, like following that. And this leads to many things, and giving those purpose feels so good. So fucking good. Can I get a hello there? So yeah, this was yesterday also like, I could already be now, like shifting it, that I'm like fully happy Ferdi again. Yay! And like the last weeks on purpose, I didn't attract so much fun events. I got like invited to certain, and I was like, no, I don't feel ready yet, because I would bypass something, and I don't want to bypass anything anymore. And now I really did my job the last weeks. Like, I really healed and integrated and felt my emotions. Wow. So now I'm like, wow, I love this Ferdi. Now I could like be happy all the time. But I know there's still quite a lot of things that want to be felt, that want to be integrated. So I want to keep doing it in this sincere way where I'm doing both, Like this nice balance of, I keep having fun, and also whatever comes, I'm excited to look at and go in. But I don't forget to play. It's so important to play and to dance and to have fun and to laugh. And it's also so worth it to go in all that shit, because then you can have such a depth, like the depth I experience now, let's say sexually. The old Ferdi, that was not so embodied at all. Sexually, it was just so different. And like, there are so many levels to that shit. Oh my god. So it's so worth it to become fully integrated beings. All right, yeah, I think I talked enough about yesterday. It was just really fun, and yeah, it just made me really excited that there's so many amazing souls on this island that live here for a while. Like there was a beautiful community created during lockdown. So the people that spent lockdown on Koh Phangan. And yesterday there were a lot of those there. And yeah, just makes me happy to share this island with so many amazing people that also live here for many years, you know, and they're all doing their thing, and we're all like eventually, you know, you get like we're really far in the game of being a human. Like you're doing the 3D game, and then eventually you see, oh, it's a hamsterrad, like a hamster wheel. I don't know the English word. That you see, like every career ladder is a wheel. Like, oh, now I can just make more money and more ego and more fame and make this company even bigger. But oh, it's there are things lacking, which is like the inner work. Then you see, like, oh, this is the growth. This is the real growth. So then the outside, like the 3D game, you already like played through, and then the inner work starts. And so many here on this island, like these are all people that were like really or are successful in the Matrix, and then got to this point, like I did, like, oh, I did it all. And it doesn't make me more happy to have now even more money, even more followers, whatever. Oh yeah, the inner work. And Koh Phangan is a really beautiful place for that, for healing and looking at that stuff. And it also is really beautiful here. Like it's paradise. So these are not just like some hippies that are like whatever you wanna judge as hippies, like people that are just lazy. No. Amazing souls. Which we all are. Alright, moving on. Yeah, some asked like, why did I at some point censored my chest in the podcast yesterday? Because I had some mucus on my chest, like I blew my nose. Like I usually don't blow my nose much, but yesterday a lot, and it was because I was purging in the podcast. Like, yeah, I purged on the podcast. Yeah, because I don't want to hide it in the closet. I want to share it. And I feel like I'm at a point where I shared really safe, that there wasn't shots fired, black magic in it. Like, no. I'm really proud of my podcast yesterday. Like, I rewatched it and I was like, yeah, this is safe. And also, it was purging. So a lot of mucus came out of me and some landed on my chest. And this is something I really don't like. If I have mucus somewhere or like a boogie in my nose, if someone else has that, I tell them. Because if I have it, please tell me. Because it's not pleasant for me. It's like one of those things for me, you know. Moving on. Wow, yesterday I had a water massage with my friend Eric. It's called Watsu or something, where it's like this pool. We have a bunch of those on the island, and it's warm water, like a big pool. And he floats me in the water like I'm back in the womb. I get a nose clip and some floaty pads, and then he just floats me under the water, and it's warm, and he like really holds me, and this is so wow. Like I really recommend you to experience that. And this is also really like, you don't need drugs. Like all this inner work, you can do it all with whatever permission slips, and many of those don't involve drugs. Like drugs are, like psychedelics are totally optional. Like for example, water therapy is really healing if you, for example, have some trauma in the womb, or like growing up, because this brings you right back to your childhood. This is wow. And I had a really protected childhood, so I was just really enjoying this feeling of feeling absolutely safe. And just getting so many flashbacks of my childhood that I haven't remembered before. Like it's really a portal to go back in time. Because you're floating and you keep your eyes closed. And you don't know space and time, and it's warm. And you're like literally in the womb. You could be like reincarnated. You could be a baby in the womb ready to pop out of a vagina. That's how it feels. And it's like, oh, I feel so good right now, so why would I be afraid of that? So it's so nice to fully surrender. Like at this point, I got really good at fully surrendering. And this, my friends, feels amazing, because when you fully surrender, there is no fear. There's only trust. And it's challenging as fuck, because we're so programmed. The programming goes so deep. But at the point I am in the timeline, so many people trying to get in my head, and everyone is trying to tell me what to do. So I just do myself. And this is like surrendering, trusting my higher self, my guidance. And as long as I feel comfortable, like grounded in my body, in myself, that my ego is there to work in 3D reality, I can just fully surrender. And this is amazing. This feeling is what we all want. There's no fear, there are no worries. Because, recently I struggle a bit with anxiety. So don't get me wrong, the surrendering state, I'm good to get in, but not keep it. Like this is one of my challenges. But I feel like some people can hardly let go of control. And I was there too. I was such a control freak. I need to feel like I'm in control. So what I'm saying, I got good at prolonged moments, or actually many times throughout the day, a lot actually, to fully surrender. But then, of course, it all comes back. So a challenge of mine recently is anxiety. And I was like, oh my God, I feel people so much, because I never really had anxiety. I'm so grateful for my life that I had such a protected childhood, and also my 20s, you know, creating so much happy content and getting so much love. It was just really safe. So I felt really calm, having a calm nervous system. But now, like, that so many people like really hate me, and so many people want to get in my head. Like, whoa. And there's so much activation that people going crazy, and I feel excited to help them. So I send messages, and they just trigger so much, and I can feel it. Like yesterday I was sending a message to someone, and my hand was shaking, because I could feel how much energy this is, like how much this person is triggered, because I offer this person my sincere help. Like, here's my hand. And I feel it all, because it's all in spirit, and I'm connected. We're all connected, and I like allow the connection to feel and let the energy go through my body. And this is like shaking. This is, whoa, holy moly, hold on. So that's why for me the challenge is tapping in and out. That I want to tap in, I want to help people, I want to show up, I want to put myself out there, all these things. And like here, my podcast, a lot of you are triggered as fuck. They're like kind of forced to wake up, because your soul wants to wake up, and you use me as a permission slip to keep watching, to get all your shit out towards me, like, bah, 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 and eventually you like realize, but who gets that shit? I get that, and I can feel it, and it's a lot. So it causes anxiety in my body. So for me right now, it's really powerful to learn how to turn it on and off, that I'm tapped in, the energy, YouTube comments, WhatsApp, Instagram DMs, and just going upstairs and seeing the game we're playing. Oh, this person holds on to this, I trigger that. Okay, this is where this is coming from. Okay, hold on, Ferdi. This is where that is coming from. Take a deep breath. This is what the person is actually saying. Okay. Whoa. But if I stay there, I crumble. Like, I need to rest, you know? So I learn now how to turn it off. Like, turn my phone off. I get now why people have 2 phones or 4 phones, like Snoop Dogg. I love the Joe Rogan interview with Snoop Dogg. He has like 4 or 5 phones. And I get now why people have 2 phones, because it's literally this barrier that when people text me, even if I archive them, that they really like infiltrate you, and then they spam and they shout, and they like, some people are really nasty to me right now. What the fuck? And then it's just like sitting there in my archived messages. I'm like, yeah, because there are many in my archived messages that I'm gonna respond to later. So I get why people have 2 phones as like this energetic extra big barrier. But I love being a minimalist. I don't want to get 2 phones. I wish WhatsApp would have a new function where you can have 2 archives. Like, your archive messages and an archive of an archive. So I can put certain people temporarily there, and then I only look in there like every other days. So yeah, anyways, this water massage yesterday was so wow. Like there I felt 100% safe. Also Eric, his energy is so safe. He's like really good at this. Really calm, really protected, and I could just surrender, and my whole nervous system and you know when you get out of the water after an hour and your fingers are wrinkly, it just feels so good. So I want to do that regularly. Like again, childhood memories. I was like 10 years in a swimming club as a kid, and coming out of the water after an hour, you just feel really good. You feel like this vacation vibration. So I love water. So yeah, I link Eric down below. If you're on the island, you can contact him. He's really good. And my friend, oh, there's a cat. Hi. I also link her down below. Like I have 2 friends that do really well water therapies, Watsu, whatever you want to call it, here on the island. I linked the Instagram. Jasmine, here we go. Jasmine and Eric, I can both recommend them. And at least experience it once. It really is wow to go back in time. I mean, what is time to go back in the womb and see, wow, there are actually so many levels of feeling protected. Like feeling safe in your body. When I lay in my bed and I watch Game of Thrones, I can feel really safe. But I mean, still, Game of Thrones has like a lot of violence. And I mean, I love it. Like, this is what I'm excited to watch. And I also need to purge it. I need to see it to also get it out of my system. I was like avoiding violence for a while, like in movies and stuff. Because Brittany doesn't like to watch violence. And then I thought, I don't like it, but I actually like it. Because I need to get this out of my system. Like, Bashar talks about it, why movies and music is so important. What are you doing? The cat is going? Say hi to the... Hi. She's going on my MacBook. Like, how dare you? The audacity to go on my Mac. Oh, she's so cute. She always comes back. You know, I love Kopangan. You don't need to like own animals. They just come to you if you give them love and food. Mousy. What was I saying? So yeah, that's why movies and music and stuff is so important, that we can watch like gladiators and we're like, oh wow, this is how it is if humans are actually killing each other in an arena. Because there is something that like, yeah, I want to see that. How is that if he dies in front of me? And then in movies, we see it and like, oh, interesting. And also, okay, I don't need to experience in the flesh. This is already like getting it out of my system. So, yeah. But anyways, what I was saying is when I lay down in my bed and there's my phone next to me and I'm watching something, I'm feeling really safe. But then in the pool yesterday, I was like, oh, this is another level. Wow, I want to reach that level more. I'm a little in my head about the background noise. I know it's not too bad, but I'm like, it's loud for me. So, yeah, I think this is another quickie. Moving on, my list. Yeah, these were all the things on my list. I can talk now forever, but I feel pretty complete. I just love showing up here every single day. Just in this vibration, you know. This is a safe space. I'm here for you daily. You can always count on me unless, like, I make no promises. If something, I don't know, happens in my reality where I don't feel excited to create a podcast, you can catch up with the latest. But I really like this, having a safe space where, like, you can count on me. Like, I'm here and I'm sharing vulnerably, like, actually how I'm feeling. No masks. No, this is raw me. And it's tough. It's fucking tough. Like, yeah, like so many people want to get like really in my head and really nasty stuff, and people I really love. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I like doubt myself. Like this morning I doubted myself again. But I just know who I am and this is me. And yeah, I'm not perfect and yeah, I make quote unquote mistakes, but this is who I am and I want to be me, and I know this podcast like really helps some of you. And in the past, like over my social media career, so many got in my head and I was doubting myself, and then I changed my content. and I created less content. And I'm looking back, I'm like, no, actually, this like helped a lot of people. This that I'm actually fucking me. Like this happy alien boy that goes in it raw, like authentic. And yeah, this is triggering as fuck for people. But this is exactly why you're here. And I want to keep sharing on that fucking vibration, nothing else. So yeah, show some love if you appreciate that. That really helps. Because then I can lean on you. Because I can see like authenticity. Like when you're sharing love, when this like actually helps you, and I can feel that. It's not that whatever. So, and for all the people that don't like this here, you know, it's so simple. You can just stop watching. It's like I have the remedy. Like I have the secret. It is so simple. All you have to do is literally don't watch me, and I don't exist in your reality. This is like all you gotta do. But if you come back to this, then there is something in it for you. So you're just hating yourself. And it's making it harder for me. So why not like show some compassion and love when there is something for you in here? Why do you think you keep coming back? Why do you hate yourself? And also like you're puking in your bucket, and I get some puke on myself as well. I'm like, oh, like puke in your bucket. But yeah, I know I can hold it. But yeah, right now it's just a lot. It's a lot. Like people have like a lot of anger, and you know, me too. Like, and that's why I wanted to share this podcast, because I had hate, anger towards my ex-partner, and I showed you how I let it out in what I consider a safe way. No physical violence, of course. No shooting back, like saying things like secrets and stuff, like too much private stuff. No. And like the last podcast was like full like, I love her, she's amazing. And this hurt me, like focusing on me, not opening a storybook and creating too many stories, focusing on me and my feelings. And not like, no, I love her, she's amazing. I love her so much. And that's why I need to speak my truth, so I am able to love her again, and not this hate, this anger eats me alive. And then so many people do fucked up shit to people they actually love. And I don't want to do that. So I feel like I let it out in a safe way, and people can say whatever they want. And this is your birthright, freedom. You can say whatever you want. So yeah, thanks for listening. Here is the lighter. This was my turn of the sharing round. Now it's your turn. Excited to read your comments down below. Please take a deep breath. Fully exhale. Inhale. Why am I writing what I'm writing? From what place is this? From what place is this actually coming from? Okay, now that I've like took a deep breath, I'm like, whoa. What always helps me, if I really want to make sure I come from the heart, I take literally my hand and I put it on my heart when I speak to people. Like, is this coming from the heart? Am I seeing God in this person? Thanks for listening. Until next time. Peace out.